Welcome to the Potcast. I'm your host, Young Jokes. As always, I got my co-host, Mr. Weez, in the building. You know what it is. We got a very special guest in the building today. The legendary C-Lim's in this motherfucker, bro.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful motherfucking
what's happening,
day.
guys?
Shit, just
live up out here in the beautiful Thousand Oaks with my guy, Young Jokes, Weez.
You know what it is. Hey, bro, so let's take them all the way back, bro. Let them know where you come from, bro.
I come from the Northern Cali area, Sacramento, Stockton area.
Sacktown.
Yes, Gary. I'm from Northside Gangsta Crip in Stockton, California. That's where I originate from. And yeah, I'm out here with you right now, Thousand Oaks. What's happening?
Yeah, living. That's right. So what was it like growing up in Stockton, bro?
Ooh, in Stockton, I learned most of my life lessons, I feel like, and most of my survival skills and hustle, just because, Stockton is a grimy city, and it's really crack infested. We have a real big mental health issue out in Stockton, and we got a gang problem. There's a lot of gangs. There's Crips and Bloods out there, and it's kind of like
North Daniels too, huh?
Yeah, North Daniels. It kind of seems like Stockton is kind of frozen in time when I think about Stockton or when I go through there.
Yeah,
it's like they're not in 2023. It's like they're just now getting to the 90s, coming out of the 80s.
Shit, I heard that.
So if you can imagine that's just not to shit on my own city, but it has to do with just the government, like the county. Like there needs to be more funding out there and more activities and more programs for kids and for adults. There needs to be mental health programs for adults. There needs to be rehabilitation, programs for a lot of people. And the money's just not there, Yeah. The money's going to Ukraine and Hamas and Israel and everywhere but where it needs to be. Yeah. United States.
I heard that.
Facts.
I heard that. Real talk.
Duly noted.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yes, Gary.
Yeah. So, when did you start doing music, man?
Ooh, I started doing music, and I remember this good because it was 1995. I was in Sacramento, and I was going to high school with some of my homeboys. Shout out to Buckshot, Danksy. I was in high school, and we used to just walk to school every day, and we just used to freestyle, to each other, and bust raps, just kidding, joking around. You know how kids do. Yeah. And then we used to wait to get out of school so we can have like a little rap session. Then we'll link up, do raps, or we'll walk, rap a little bit, stop, do another little rap session and stuff. And then eventually I started writing some of my raps down and saying them to people. But then people knew that I was getting like kind of serious in the rap. So I think my homeboy Danks Fran Mac Milton, it was his name. Okay, his name was Milton. He was the one who noticed I was rapping, but I hadn't recorded nothing. But he had some guys out in San Francisco from a company called Butt Naked Records that were working on a compilation. And since he was tied in, he was like, "Look it, man. Like this is back when I was not even known as Slim Loc 1. I was known as Slim the Hound." Y'all know about that, that's some old school.
We're gonna have to get back to that.
Yeah, I was Slim the Hound back in the days, you know what I mean? So he came at me and said, "You want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be down. Yeah, let's go." I didn't really take it like serious because people say stuff all the time. Then one day he said, "You ready? We're gonna go out there this weekend." We dipped out to the SCO, and we was in Frisco, around the SCO somewhere, and that's when I first met this cat by the name of Messy Marv. And he was actually out there grinding. He was a young Messy Marv.
Messy Marv,
he was a young Messy Marv though. And he had his little crew with him, and they were walking around handing out like mixtape CDs and stuff. Right. And I just was like peeping the way he was moving, and I was thinking, okay, this how rappers be doing, networking like that. And then so we were someplace in the SCO, and then I wound up going to the studio. I recorded my track on the Down and Dirty Hustlers compilation, and I did that, and then we went Cactus Sack, And then that it didn't come out for like 3 years later. I did that in 1995. It came out in 1998. Between that time and then, I was doing all types of crazy gang banging, and I wasn't worried about no music. You know, I mean, I was rapping every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't like focused on music.
Yeah.
But then my guy Milton, he said, "Hey man, I got the CD back. You know, you're on it. They got you on there." I was like, "What? For real? That'd be crazy." You know, he brought it through, and there you have it. I was on the CD. You know, and my name,
and there it is.
It was on there, you know.
Yeah.
And credits was to me, and then I played it, and then everybody in Sacramento was just like amazed, like, man, we know someone that's on a CD, you know, because this is like in the 90s, like everybody wasn't doing CDs.
Yeah.
It's a few people like, you know, C-Bone Lynch, but you looked at those guys like, oh, them guys are doing it big, you know. So it kind of inspired me to want to pursue rapping more because of all the notoriety I was getting from my friends and homies. You know, they was like, oh man, Slim's on the CD. So I was like, I'm gonna do this some more. And then I used that CD, and this is game for you newcomers that's in this industry. I use that CD as a stepping stone to get on more CDs by showing people, look at, I'm on this CD. Can I get on your compilation? You know? And so it was getting kind of, the more compilations I got on, it was easier for me to get on compilations. So I just did one compilation and got another compilation, showed people. But see, what's interesting about the rap industry and the movie industry, entertainment, you know, in general, is that you got to realize you're going to do something that might not come out for 6 months, might not come out for a year, 6 years, 5 years, 2 years. Like there's stuff that I done did in my past that still hasn't came out. But every time something drops, it's going to give you that fresh. Dogs getting busy in the background.
They ain't mine.
Look at. Every time something drops, it's going to give you that fresh, renewed energy of like you just dropped something. So you got to stay ready. Like you think when Kevin Hart and The Rock be working on these movies, they know exactly when everything is going to come out. No, they just keep working. And then the stuff drops and they got to do promo for that. And you got to treat this music industry the same way and just keep putting out stuff until the stuff drops. And just and so.
It might not be new to you, but it's still new to them.
It might not be new to you, but you got to treat it like it's new. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, so I get hit every day with somebody say, "Hey, did you hear this? Or you're on this? Or I seen you did that." And something that happened for me recently is I was in. They used me in a Nate Diaz documentary. On a documentary on Nate Diaz. I didn't even know it. Some people just sent it to me. It's like, "Hey, we seen you in a Nate Diaz documentary." I was like, "Oh, what?"
That's brother dope. Right there.
Yeah. So he's from Stockton. He's from my area. You know what I'm saying? So much respect and shout out to Nate Diaz team. You know what I'm saying? Represent
shout out to
one
the Diaz
shine.
brothers.
Yeah, shout out to the Diaz brothers. They all show me love, and so I'm sending love back their way. So so what I was doing is I was just getting on compilation after compilation, and one day, you know, because I used to go through the Murder Dog magazines, the Ill Tip, the Relic. These are all magazines that were back in the early '90s, and you know, I had advertised. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was going through them before I got my record deal, and then I came across this ad in there called from this label called Diamond Life Entertainment. And back in these days, this is like when the internet was first coming out, really. And people weren't really on the internet. They knew about the internet a little bit, and there's computers like at schools and libraries, but people didn't just have laptops or computers at home. Right. But then they came out with this thing called Web TV, and I was one of the first persons with it. It was just like a keyboard that hooked to your TV, but it put you on the internet. Okay. And so I got that, and I was on the internet. I was like doing things on the internet, getting on a message board. There's this message board called 916.net, I think. I was on that, and like networking. So back to the magazine, I'm in the magazine and I see this record label, they got a few projects out, right? So I'm like, oh, so they drop artists and they trying to expand, do their thing. So I said, I'm gonna write to people because they had an email there. So I wrote them, sent the email and said basically, you know, my name is Slim, I'm on this and this record, I'm trying to get a record deal, where can I send a demo to you or whatever? And then the guy hit me back and said, I think he gave me a call, and he said, "Hey, yeah, this is crazy. You know, no one's ever emailed me before." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think too many people do the email." And he said, "So yeah, you can send a demo to this. You know, I'm just surprised that I got email because I don't be getting emails. You know." Yeah. And I was like, "All right." So then I sent the demo and had my track, "What That End Like" on it, and one other track. because I was trying to record songs on my own, but I didn't have many tracks that are like of my own. I probably had like 2 or 3 tracks that were of my own, but I knew I need to get a demo done.
Yeah.
So I sent him like 2 tracks, and one of them was What That End Like. And then he called me back immediately. He's like, man, this is he asked boy when he's like, man, we love this song, man. You got like your own style. He said, we want to do something with you. I was like, let's go. I'm ready. What we gonna do? Yeah. And then he said, okay, well, if you really want to do something, I'm gonna send you over some paperwork. You check it out and let me know. So he sent over the paperwork, checked it out. I just like skimmed through. I didn't really care. I just knew I was about to get signed. You know, most people getting signed, they don't care. I just wanted to get signed. Yeah. So I didn't really look at it too deep. I just looked at a little bit of things, and my baby mom was excited and stuff. So I was excited. I signed. But with the record label Diamond Life Entertainment out of LA, the CEO's name is Orlando Askins, but I call him Big O. And he signed me, and then like 2 weeks later, he had me on a flight to LA to start recording, and I recorded at the Black Hole recording studios in Hawthorne, I think up in Inglewood. This is where Bone Thugs and Harmony was working on their projects. I think with Eazy-E and stuff, right? They had CDs of them all up on the wall and stuff, and so and that's how I got my first record deal. And then he had me in there with Trey D from the East Siders.
Okay.
He got me on a track with Badass,
my cousin's husband.
Badass from Dog Pound, and Big Sight from Tupac's Thug Life. I did a song with Lil Kiki, and I had a song with X-Rated. And we got that all done. I don't know, I think I probably flew out there a couple times to get it done, stayed, got it done, and then I came out with I named the album What That End Like, and came out with my first CD in 2000. It dropped like June 20th, I think, in the year 2000. And I had songs on the radio, and I had a commercial on BET, and I went on a tour.
So were you still Slim Loc 1 then?
No, that's when I changed my name to C-Lim. Okay. Like before all that, I had got on compilations, like I said, like I got on I featured on people's records. Like I got on Mr. Doctor's record at Slim Loc 1. I don't know if you're familiar with Mr. Doctor, Brother Lynch Hunt put him out. Right. And then I did so many compilations, I can't really remember all the compilations, but most of the compilations I was on was under the monogram Slim Loc 1.
Because you've always been like a networking G, bro. Like you've always had the networking thing down. Did the record label help you do that, or like did you always just have the networking in you?
I think it's a little bit of just that good old out the mud Stockton hustle grind, like, because out in Stockton you had to hustle, like, so my awareness is always up more than most people. I think most people don't care to put in that extra effort or work to survive, and me, I'm always looking for the next thing or anything I can do to get to the next level, while other people just be laid back with it. So just being based out of Northern Cali and Stockton, and my hustle, I just feel like that plays a big part in it, you know, because I'm always curious to see what I can do, and just being genuine and authentic. I think when you're genuine and authentic, and you're not just trying to use people, but you're asking for help, most people are gonna rock with you like that. But when you're not genuine, you're not authentic, and people do help you, that's only gonna last for so long. Like, you're gonna get exposed eventually, or you guys gonna fall out, something's not gonna work out right. So I just recommend to artists to not sell your soul, to be authentic. It might be a longer road, but at least you can sleep at night and you don't have to worry about, you know, shady stuff going on. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I heard that.
But was that the first time coming to LA when you got signed?
Yeah, that was my first time coming to LA, unless my mother took me when I was a kid, but I don't know. But yeah, that was my first time, and the first time on the plane too, I think. Yeah. And put in a room, you know, treated like a star, and I was just Slim Loc 1 from the hood and stuff. So I put that out. I got a lot of notoriety off of that record, and then I wind up putting out a Slim Loc 1 album, because I'm like, okay, all the homies still saying you still Slim Loc to us, so let me do a Slim Loc 1 album, and that's when I came out with Slim Loc 1, Spoils of War. But my rap name is C-Lim. Some people call me Slim Loc 1 though.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. So what year did you change the name? Do you remember?
To C-Lim?
Yeah.
I just had because when I was working on my album, I I had to decide what the name was gonna be of the album and stuff.
Right.
And I just like, I didn't feel like Slim Loc 1 was it. I was like, man, like when I think of Slim Loc 1, I just feel like I'm from the hood. I'm in the hood still. Like I'm just, you know, that Loc Crip. I was I need to do something different. I'm trying to represent at the same time, but do something new. And I was like, ooh, if I put the C-Lim, because you know the Crips always throw the C's on all the S's, then that's gonna represent Crip, and then it's gonna change it up and it's gonna shock people like, what's this? This is, what are you talking about, C-Lim? You're Slim, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the exact effect that it had, you know.
Yeah.
And so I became C-Lim, and now people call me Lim. They call me Limmer. They call me C-Lim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people fuck up and call me Clem. Hey, Clem. You know, motherfucking Clem. You know?
Yeah.
So, so that's where I got the name, is just working on my first album with that in. Like, I decided to use that C-Lim as my moniker, as my name or whatever. And then it stuck ever since. I just been C-Lim. But I got a ton of names. Like, people call me Lim, they call me Slim Loc. I got some alter egos like Cuz Lightyear. People call me Cuzalo Inc. Right. Ripskin is my alter ego. You know, the Black Michael Myers. Like I probably got like 10 different monikers.
Black Michael Myers.
Yeah, I'm the Black Michael Myers.
That
you know
part.
what I'm saying? So so I got a lot, but I'm mainly known by people. A lot of people just know me as Cuzalo Inc. or C-Lim. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
But Cuzalo Inc. is also my my business. It's the name of my mask company. But I'm sure we'll get into that in a little while.
Absolutely.
So let's go back to Stockton for a minute. When you was growing up in Stockton, was it the area was it like projects or more flat out?
It wasn't necessarily projects where I was first growing up. It was just apartments, and it was off of I went to Claudia Landine grade school. It was off of Rosemary Lane in Stockton. I grew up in some apartments around there. And then when I got a little bit older, when I was about to start going to high school and stuff, we moved around townhomes, and which is more of like projects. It's like the cookie cutter townhomes that you see, and it was real grimy over there. You know what I mean?
You had your peoples though, like your parents.
I mean,
and all
like my mom, her husband was my stepdad, but his name was Kenny. Most people knew him as Night Stalker from Northside Gangster. Him and his brother T-Tone, they actually from East Coast Crip in LA. They from Crip sets in LA, but they started Northside Gangster in Stockton.
Okay.
And so before I even moved, like right in the heart of Northside Gangster, even though like I still stayed in Northside, and I was a kid. I'm talking about like 6, 7 playing around, and she was with him. He just always instilled that the toughness in me. You know, like I didn't always agree with him because he used to hit on my mom and stuff and go to jail. You know, like he would literally hit her, and I wouldn't know why he hit her, and they'll get in fights, and then he would go to jail. And then we'll be up there the same day visiting. I'm like, didn't this nigga just hit you?
I know that life.
Why the hell am I standing in this fucking San Joaquin County bullshit with my sister and brother, stressed the fuck out, hungry, waiting to see this nigga come out smiling in his orange jumpsuit? You know?
Yeah. Your brother, sister, older, younger?
I was the oldest.
Okay, so you had to watch out for them.
Shout out to my sister Janelle. Shout out to my sister, my brother Jovan. But I got a lot of sisters and brothers, like my sister Lexo and Janine, and I just got so many of them. My dad was a real Rolling Stone. You know, not all we don't all got the same mothers, but me, my sister Janelle, and my brother Jovan got the same mom and dad, and they the ones who live with me in Stockton. So he's the one that instilled that toughness into me, because I'm not even gonna lie, I was a soft kid, you know, and you know I used to play around in the apartments, and you know there was a lot of kids in the apartments, and you know I got along with everybody, but there's this one little Mexican kid named Jose, and he was cool when he wanted to be, but he was also one of those little bad kids that just be wanting to like take over and start stuff out of nowhere for no reason. Like he'd get in trouble from his mom. Now he's mad at all the other kids outside or something, right? Yeah. So one day he got mad about something, and he was threatening all the kids in the neighborhood, and he wanted to fight me or something, or said it, we gonna fight or something. And I had went home and I told my mom and I told my stepdad, and I was like, man, this kid, yeah, he wants to fight me, and I don't know, because I was no fighter or nothing, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, nigga, he's like, you gonna take your ass out there and you gonna beat his ass, otherwise I'm gonna give you a whooping. And I was like, and so his whoopings was more scary than fighting his kid, because when my stepdad used to whip me, he used to bend between my legs, pull my pants down, pull out the leather belt, and tear my ass up. And that seemed like it lasted like
weeks.
That seemed like it lasted forever. You know what I'm saying? It was not no experience. So so I was like, fuck, I'm about to go fight this dude. So we went outside. I went outside, right, and then so dude come around and he talk this mess like, oh yeah, whoa. So I walk right up to him and we was like squaring off, right, and then I just kicked him in his balls super hard, right, and then he dropped to his knees and he was crying so bad, like, oh, and he fell. It was like a movie. It was like a Home Alone where he held his balls and he dropped to his knees and he fell over, right, and then I started walking to the house and I seen my stepdad up in the apartment window, like looking out, but he was like cheesing like hella much, like like he was like proud of what I did, right? Right. And then I went in, I told my mom, and she's like, oh, there. And then his mom come to my mom's house and stuff, and then his mom come to my to my house, right, to my mom's house, right, because she wanted to try to check us or my mom for fighting her son, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. She came over to the house, knocked on the door, right? And my mom's the most soft-spoken. You guys see how I am. I'm laid back. I'm soft-spoken. I don't be trying to be all crazy with people. But my mom, she's super kind, nice, like soft-spoken, sweet mom, like, oh my goodness. She came on the door, knocked. She was holding a baby in her hand. And she was like, you keep your black son, nigger kids, some. Woo. I said my mom must have grabbed her by her head and start upcutting her face. She dropped the baby out of her hand and she fell. And then she fell down, and she's like, "Bitch, no!" I was like, I never seen my mom do nothing like that ever in my life. I was like,
while she was holding the baby,
while the lady was holding the
you
baby
gotta
and
watch
shit.
The words.
Yeah, she held the baby. She dropped the baby, and my mom was lighting her ass up, and I was like, and then something happened. I think the police came, right, and the police had told us that my mom was in trouble because the lady came to our house, and I was like,
yeah, that's true.
That's all. That's what I remember as a kid, right? Yeah. So that was crazy. So I was like, I got to fight and I didn't get in trouble, and I just see my mom fight. So that was a whole crazy ass experience for me. You know what I mean? And since then,
that was a life-changing day.
That was a life-changing day. You know what I'm saying? So like, I wasn't like that timid kid no more. Because I think half the time most kids don't fight or want to fight because they think they're gonna get in trouble for their parents. Yeah. So when other kids is bullying them, they be like, I'm trying to stay away from this because if I do something, I'm gonna get in trouble. Yeah. So but my parents was like that. It's like, if a kid mess with you, you better do something back or else we gonna do something to you.
I heard that.
But don't go out there start nothing. But if someone starts something with you, you gotta let them know.